Story. There was an atheist named Lee. Now, when his wife became a Christian, at first he tolerated it, but eventually he became fed up with her behavior. At the time, he was working as an investigatory journalist at the Chicago Tribune, and he decided to prove to his wife that her new religion was false. So he spent years doing research. He went to Israel, he dug into historical records in order to prove that the Jesus of the Bible didn't exist and that the resurrection didn't happen. But what ended up happening, the more he dug, the more he found irrefutable historical evidence that Jesus was a real person and that he resurrected from the dead. He found corroborating evidence from outside the Bible that validated what the Bible says about Jesus. Lee Strobel was staunchly opposed to Christianity, but the evidence that he found changed his mind, and he gave his life to Jesus and became a believer. He wrote a book called The Case for Christ. In that book, he shares his story about what happened with his wife, and he documents the evidence that he found. The Bible isn't some musty, dusty book of fairy tales. The more we dig into archaeology and history, the more it is continued to be validated. Another great resource is called Haley's Bible Handbook. It's chock full of archaeological discoveries and historical records from outside the Bible that actually validate the stories in the Old Testament. Hebrews 11:1 tells us our faith isn't blind, it's based on evidence. Crazy God Story.